Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, I'm so exhausted. This is my third back-to-back video. I'm losing my mind, but at least this episode was good. I'm pretty sure I can muster up the energy to really talk about what was going on. So this is Love Island Australia season 6 episode 24. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. Movie night continues, okay? And we start off with Groundhog Day, which is supposed to be about Taylor. It's definitely about Steph.
What? Jesus. I feel like you stare at me.
I do?
You do. He's doing his eye.
And beautiful eyes. I like brunettes, it's true.
He said tooth gems, and does Chrissy have tooth gems? Yeah, fuck, it's flirting. You were like, no, I wasn't
For
flirting.
me, it's not flirting. She flirt with me. That's two different things.
I asked you 3 times. I don't like liars. You lied to me. I wouldn't have even been mad, and you still lied. Like, sick of men lying to me. I asked you 3 times.
As Mimi is getting riled up, Em is trying to like soften the blow of what she's just seen, basically saying like, no, but you guys were open, like it's okay. That's not the point. That's not the point. Mimi says it plain, clear as day. Plain as what? Because I wanted to say plain as what? Anyways, Mimi says it clear as day. The issue is the lie. I asked you point blank, did you do this? You said to my face, no, 3 times. It's giving Judas. It's giving Judas. Like, remember, this is the same guy who wanted her to be vulnerable like the second day that they were coupled up. He's like, you don't open up to me, you know, I need to see more from you. Okay, so it's things like this that you can also prove that you are doing the same in return. Why are you lying? Be open. Be transparent. Like, say things like they are. This man, oh, he's changing his story. He wasn't flirting. Chrissy was flirting with him. Then he was like, oh, but I forgot. I couldn't remember if I was flirting or not. Stop, Steph, please. Please stop. If he truly felt like it was Chrissy coming onto him and he wanted to honor his relationship, shut it down. End of story. Somebody's doing something that you don't want to do or you feel like your partner would be uncomfortable with, you can shut it down. This is also why I was annoyed with Mimi when he first brought it up and she just immediately believed him. I'm like, girl, please investigate a little bit more. Please. Like, come on. It, to me, is more believable that this man would be flirting with somebody than he wouldn't be flirting with somebody. Simply because even he himself takes pride in the fact that he has a flirty personality. So why would you completely denounce the idea that he would flirt with somebody? That's more believable. Anyways, the next one is Saving Private Dylan. And it basically is Dylan constantly looking for a lifeline whenever his time in the villa is looking a little bit sketchy.
You made me feel so at ease. And I know what I want in a girl.
I really liked you. Past tense now, honey.
Oh, shit.
Okay, interesting. Dylan came up to me only minutes after Mimi dumped him.
Me and Soph, like, upstairs just coupled up last night. I feel like you're kind of the same as me. Yeah, like, once you get comfortable. Always in here preaching, I'm not a fuckboy, but that was giving fuckboy energy. I hold my hands up.
I feel like everything that Dylan said to every other girl in those clips are exactly what he said to me. 15 minutes later. 15 minutes later. Like, what's with the switch-ups?
Don't speak too soon. Don't speak too soon.
What are you saying? Just, we're looking at yours now.
I don't know. This really didn't hit for me because, yeah, this is Dylan. Like, what's the shock? What's the surprise? What's the gotcha? I don't know. And so Sophie is like, but you just finished talking to Mimi and 15 minutes later you came and talked to me. Girl, even if it was the next day, you know it's because he's no longer pursuing Mimi, like, or Mimi's no longer, it doesn't matter. You know that it's because that has ended. I don't know. The turnaround was quick enough that she should have investigated back then. And then how he was talking to Chrissy, that's why I was looking at Sophie like, girl, why are you dirty macking? Let this man actually choose you so that you can see where he stands. Where does he stand? Is he choosing you for a lifeline or is he choosing you because he wants to choose you? You could have figured that out if you didn't force his hand by saying, hey, by the way, the girl that you're pursuing, she's not even checking for you for real. What was even the point of that? In his confessional, Dylan finally admits that he sees his F-boy tendency. Oh, wow, welcome. Glad you finally see the light, okay? The interesting thing about him is everybody's like shocked at how he jumps from girl to girl or whatever. At least he's pretty open with it, because any girl that he went to go and chat to, he ended up coupled up with. It's not like Steph. I personally feel like Steph's was even more incriminating because he was doing that on the low and then was pretending like he never did it. At least with Dylan, anybody who he was macking on, he ended up coupled up with by the end of the week. Like, he set out on a mission, he accomplished that mission. The last clip is the longest kiss goodnight. Everybody knows this has to do with Sophie. It wasn't as incriminating as it could have been. I'll actually give them that. The producers actually tried to like cushion her a little bit. It's Dylan who made things so much worse.
Oh, why is it so long? I don't know. Why is it so long?
Switch up is crazy.
Not so loud now.
It was a really good night. Yeah.
So, I told you everything that happened.
Don't think you did, though. Had a kiss in the challenge, had a kiss outside, and you said touchy touchy.
Yeah.
You his the next night.
Shit.
The one who said, please don't tell anyone about this, all right?
Whoa.
He said, no.
How are you gonna say I someone's on TV?
What? Zayn is being the snake and not owning up to his part in the situation.
What Dylan did, horrible. Absolutely horrible. Like, you set out to embarrass this girl that you claim to have strong feelings for, this girl that you claim to be a changed man for. You go and you embarrass her publicly for what? Because your feelings are hurt? That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, on to Sophie herself, because she still has to be accountable for what she did. You could have been more honest. You could have. She said touchy-feely to Dylan, but to some of the girls, she included drive-by. I think they understand what drive-by is. Why didn't you say that to Dylan? I understand she didn't want to like give him the grimy details, or she also didn't want to expose herself on television, but she absolutely misrepresented the truth. And she knows that too, because she had a conversation with Mimi, and Mimi was like, hold on, so you didn't tell him? And she's like, oh, I didn't feel like I had to. You had to be prompted by Mimi to go and be honest, and you still weren't as honest as you could have been. And that's the issue. It's not the fact that she did what she did, because realistically, she's not Dylan's girlfriend. Like, whatever. It's Love Island. They are open to explore. It's the fact that you lied twice. Because Dylan asked her before Hotel Amour, do you have feelings for that man? She said, absolutely not. She was offended at the fact that he would even insinuate that. And then after the fact, she was asked what happened, and she lied again. Like, Sophie, it's girl. From this situation, I'm honestly hoping that Sophie doesn't entertain a relationship with Dylan, because for somebody to want to embarrass you in the way that he did, I just couldn't. Dylan himself said to Sophie's face, do not play me like a fool. I would do you 2 times worse. Why would that ever be a guy you would want to back up? I'm so sorry. That is what he did just now is vile, but I'm not shocked because he already primed her for it. He set out to do this exact thing. See your life. This is the guy that y'all wanted to virtually beat me up over. Seriously. Child, go ahead and like Dylan. Ain't nobody care who you like. After movie night, Sophie is really upset with Zayn because she feels like he only exposed the secret to save himself. He absolutely did, Sophie. He absolutely did.
Zayn just wanted to bro code, only when he thinks he's going to get caught.
So Dylan and I talked about it today, yeah. It was last minute. Dylan took it to the whole next level.
It needed to be said so there wasn't a surprise waiting. Yes, that was bad on my behalf, and I really shouldn't have done it without Sophie.
Dylan did not say that comment for any other reason than to embarrass me.
I really want people to believe others when they show themselves who they are. In the girls' changing room, she said he only follows bro code when he's trying to save face. So this is something you already know. Dylan said point blank, do not make me look like a fool. And we know he already felt like a fool when they came back from Hotel Amour, because I will make you look 2 times worse. he had been planning this. I don't know if it was like a whole like malicious plan, but he had been looking for reasons. Like, I'm sorry. Does it hurt? Yes. Are you allowed to feel your feelings? Always. Should you be surprised? I don't think so. I don't think you should. Dylan says to Sophie, you look silly now. Like, I want Sophie to stand her ground and be like, you will not talk to me in that way. Not now, not ever. And we're done. She does have a conversation with him later where she basically says, you were very vulgar to me. That was disrespectful. And Dylan does like apologize. He says that he's remorseful, but he also says that he wanted to see how she would react if he said that. I don't think he's remorseful. I don't. I think he set out to embarrass her and he accomplished it. But I hope that from that conversation, she realizes Dylan is not the guy for her. Don't have anybody try to put you in your place the way that he did. Like, no. And she also said at the beginning of the season, she likes guys who don't like her. Sophie, I'm going to need you to build up your self-esteem. Because, girl, that will only lead to heartbreak and toxic relationships. Oh, man, my heart breaks for Sophie. Like, I really do want better for her. Mimi wants to have a chat with Steph because she starts to cry about the whole situation. And she's like, oh, my gosh, this must mean that I really like him. Okay. This villa equates tears with like strong feelings. And I'm like, I don't know, but okay. So she wants to clear the air because she doesn't want this to become a pattern because she's been here before with other guys. Steph, he still is like, I wasn't flirting with her.
For you, I flirt with her. If I wanted to try something with her, I will do it like before. For me, I didn't flirt with her.
Flirting, I wouldn't have been annoyed. Just own it. I saw it on the video. That's not flirting to you.
Like for me, I didn't remember.
Tell me that's not flirting to you, or it is.
Anyway, yeah. Okay, it's flirt if you... I'm not perfect. I told you, like, I will fucked up few times. Yeah, it's flirt, definitely. But I will never do it again. Today, it's Mimi and only Mimi in my head.
Steph was just going around and around in circles, and he finally admitted that what he did could be considered flirting, and he doesn't want to flirt with anybody ever again outside of Mimi. He will never do that ever again, please. Please. Look at how long it took for him to admit that it was flirting. And respectfully, even if he didn't see it as flirting, if you want to be with somebody and somebody says, this is something that makes me uncomfortable, you can acknowledge that, apologize for that, and then say, I'm not going to do it again, and actually not do it again. But because he wanted to die on this hill so hard, Mimi, girl, I would keep both my eyes on this man. Like, and not even in a babysitter way, because even that's a problem. If you feel like you have to monitor your man so he doesn't step out of line, you shouldn't be with him. But I would be a lot more observant of his words and his actions. How long it took for him to finally admit would be such a problem for me. And the fact that he tried to flip it on Chris and be like, no, but she was flirting with me. There was hardcore evidence. He was caught in 4K and still didn't want to accept responsibility. Like, whoa. That's insane. Like, that's actually crazy. But yeah, he admits it was flirting. He says he's not going to do it again. We'll see. Time will tell. I think it's easy to say that because you know you're being watched, but on the outside, there's no cameras. Mimi's not going to be around you 24/7. Are you still going to be able to stick to your promise? I don't know. Sophie then pulls Zayn for a chat. Zayn was irritating me because he's like, whoa, you're coming in with that energy. She really did not come at him any kind of way. She was like, hey, can I have a chat with you? And he was like, oh, relax. She then got a little feisty with him because she was like, I just want to talk. Why are you acting like this? So fine. But initially, I think she approached him correctly. Now, she's basically telling him, you left me out to dry, and that's not fair.
Look, I said it a lot nicer than how it came out.
I do not like what you just did there.
I didn't want to tell all the boys. It was a discussion that I had with Dylan. I did want to talk to you, and I did not mean for it to come out like that.
Were you nervous that it was coming out? Is that why you had to tell
There was a little bit.
And like,
yeah,
I'm made to look like a
I
fucking
can see
idiot,
that.
and he's not even mad at you, he's mad at me. Like, what the fuck? You know that I had like a weak spot for you. You know.
I didn't say I fucking loved you.
I don't want you.
I know, but
I
I'm
never
just
said
saying.
that. No one
And
backed me.
I'm so sorry.
No one backed me.
So I'm going to start with the statement that really irritated me from Sophie. I was like, girl, come on. I was on your side. I was on your side. She said that Zayn knows she has a weak spot for him, and he said specific things to get her to get with him, and like that's a problem. Respectfully, if you want to be with somebody, you stand on business. I feel like a lot of people have a soft spot for someone else, but if you are committed to be with somebody, you stand on business. There shouldn't be anything that person could say to get you off your square. But even if they do, you could then just be honest about it. So that's the misstep for Sophie. Like, okay, fine, you faltered. We're human, it happens. Then be honest, especially when you're explicitly asked, especially then. Now, the things that she said that I absolutely agree with was that Zayn was completely in the wrong to leave her out to dry the way that he did. Because he knew telling Dylan beforehand would make Sophie look bad. And then he's trying to hide behind the fact that he was trying to make sure that Dylan wasn't blindsided. What about Sophie? And Sophie's right to a degree in saying that sometimes women tend to get the brunt end of a stick when it comes to like sexual interactions and stuff. They're seen like a whore or a slut and stuff like that. And the guy gets off scot-free. And Zayn even knows that. Because after he was talking to, I think, Nico, Jade, and was it Jade? And Mia? I don't know. Like a few people. And he was like, well, you know, like I'm a guy. So to me, like it's whatever. Proving her point. If you know the reception from a woman being sexual is going to be worse, the least you could do is try to safeguard her in any way. Because you know for you, it's not going to be as big of a deal. So he absolutely could have done more for Sophie in that moment. Like, I don't know. When she was like, well, he said we should keep it quiet. I think he should have just let her have it. Just let her have it. Does it nullify her actions? No. But at least it softens the blow a little bit. Like there's just some things that Zayn could have done to make sure that Sophie didn't become like this evil woman that the villa was trying to make it seem. Well, half the villa was trying to make it seem. I felt for her. I actually give Sophie so much props because as a 22-year-old dealing with this, knowing that your parents are probably watching, people who you work with, your friends are probably watching, strangers on the internet who are determined to make you look like this slut, whore, prostitute, hoe bag. Like, to know that and still hold your head up high the way that she did, wow. Wow. I really have to give her props. I think a lot of people would have crumbled. Even people who were in their late 20s, early 30s, late 30s, like she was under a lot of pressure and she did not let it consume her. Now in the next episode, she breaks down and she says that she wants to go home. I understand that. But even for as long as she kept it together, that was, wow. That was commendable. I'll give it to her. Absolutely. Somebody else who wants to go home is Mia. Girl. Okay. If you go home, please take Nico with you. Because Nico was starting to give that energy from the first episode that I did not like. And I'm like, oh, there you are. I knew it was coming back. Anyways, we'll see what happens. Next week seems to be hectic. When is the show ending? Next week has to be the last week. Because what else could happen? We'll see. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.